Let me just ask Johnny. It's Joseph.
All right.
All right. Man, what's shaking? This is Matty Crypto. This is Money Mike sitting beside me, and we're going to go through really quick an introduction to divs.io. This is something that I've been excited to see just because I've known Mike for how long have I known you now, Mike? For
I think
a couple
earlier this
years?
year we linked up, man.
Yeah, this was, gosh, it must have been early part of this year. We got into a couple of things together, but Mike's been
Hmm.
working on something called divs.io. And this is something really, really unique, not only to crypto, but the exchanges. And the beneficial thing and the most attractive thing about divs.io to me is that it rewards users and stakers of the div token in Tron. And tell them a little bit about that, Mike, as far as that aspect of it, how you actually get rewarded, not with div tokens like so many other exchanges. If they do reward you with something, it's usually the token that they have. It's not a different token like Ethereum or Tron.
Exactly. Divs tokens is a finite token supply. And with the finite token supply, we can't reward people in our own token. So the only way to do that is reward users in a different token, and we're using Tron. And that's so great because it makes us finite and non-inflationary. So we can actually reward users without inflating our own supply into oblivion and hyperinflating it. So over the
And
long term, it'll be more scarce and more valuable.
right, and even more scarce because the max supply of the div token is what, 10 million tokens?
Hmm. All are circulating.
Okay, circulating from right after the pre-sale of this, they'll all be bought. What is it? Half of them be bought during the pre-sale. Is that right?
Yeah, 50% of the entire supply is going to be in the pre-sale, with it divided up into 4 rounds, 1,250,000 tokens per round.
Okay, and we're going to make this pretty fast. I was telling Mike before we jumped on live that the best videos that I'll watch about stuff like this, it's great to go live and just kind of shoot the breeze for a couple hours, and I love that kind of stuff. But when you're introducing a product or a site like this, it's so much knowledge and information that you can put in about 10 to 15 minutes. And I think people will watch this a lot more if we keep it short and concise and not just go off on a tangent like I'm known to do. So I was just going to go over, like, here's the homepage. And for those of you unfamiliar with this, it's called divs.io. And here's the homepage here. And one of the best selling points for me was this right here. This is the exchange. It's a built-in exchange. I'll let Money Mike talk about this in just a second, but it's basically a widget that, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, you can put this on any existing website. So if someone's got a cryptocurrency or a website or anything, they can implement this widget, this exchange here on their website or any app. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep, it's a very simple, easy to use snippet of code. You can implement it right into any website or application. We can customize it to their liking, their own look, color, uh, change it up however they like. Uh, we have over 200 coins and tokens to choose from. Exchanges are completed in 5 to 30 minutes, and we use major centralized exchanges to process all of these exchanges. Basically work with a bunch of other large exchanges, and this basically just puts it into one nice, small, easy to use interface.
And it's great because you don't have to, there's no login. If you go to
Nice.
Binance or whatever, you got to log in and give a kidney and your ID and stuff. But this, you basically have a decentralized exchange that kind of talks to centralized exchanges in the back. They're talking to 4 or 5 different exchanges, I guess getting us the best price. Like right now, I've got 2 Bitcoin right here, and I'm going to get this amount of Tron for that 2 Bitcoin. I can change that to, right now, I can just change this to any coin I want to. Like he said, 200 coins for this.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I did my first exchange here. I went 1 ETH. I'm loading up my Tron for this launch tomorrow, and we'll talk about that too. There's going to be a pre-launch starting tomorrow, January 9th, and it's going to be 11 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time, and 8 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. And look at UTC time. Look at that wherever you are in the world. But this was smooth. It was fast. It was a lot faster than 30 minutes. I guess that would be more like a BTC thing. Is that right, Mike? If I'm doing BTC, that would take a little longer.
Correct. The longer blockchains are going to take a little bit longer to just transact and move around. Where like Tron and Litecoin is like a 3-minute transaction sometimes.
And my Ethereum, from my Ethereum to getting Tron loading up for the pre-sale, it was fast. I mean, I think it was like 10 minutes or less. I didn't even pay attention. It was just there.
Yeah, awesome, awesome.
But
Yeah,
yeah, and this is, speaking of Tron, this is only Tron. We're actually the the pre-sale of the actual div token is different than the exchange. Obviously, this exchange will be here and going to be implemented on other websites like we're talking about and other apps. That's going to get exponentially larger once people understand the benefits of the div token and how easy this exchange is. Imagine if you just have a crypto website, like I've got medicrypto.com. It doesn't get hardly any traffic, but if it did, if I could implement this widget and have an exchange on my website for literally nothing. I didn't do anything. It's built already
absolutely
for
free.
you. It's fast and
Hmm.
it's free. That's I think that's one of the best things about this whole project is that hundreds and thousands of websites can have an instant exchange on their crypto website for free. And let me jump over here where I can see what's
Yeah,
going on with this homepage. If you want to elaborate, Mike, fire away, brother.
yeah, it's powerful. Any website now can become almost their own exchange in a sense without having to do any of the heavy lifting, the support, any of that stuff, any back end management. They just put it there, set it, and forget it. And obviously, the big part about us is the divs part, which is we're taking the exchange fees equivalent to 0.5% of the total exchange volume, and we're distributing that every week to our divs token holders who stake. So
Like tomorrow, this thing is going to get kicking. So
yeah,
tomorrow, you like we're saying 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. This goes live, and the actual pre-sale. I'll hit it over here. Hopefully, it'll show me. It starts off at, is it a 10 cent, around 10 cent USD per div token? Is that right?
on the first round, that's correct.
Okay.
And the second round is going to be 15 cents, next round 20 cents, and then 25 cents, and going public at 30 cents on JustSwap.
How many div tokens are going to be available for people to buy through this first little pre-sale?
5 million divs tokens total, split evenly between the 4 rounds.
Okay. So people need to get in
Mhm.
this. You're looking at what, four days max? Is that right for the whole pre-sale?
Well,
Or no, it's
if it
three.
la- if it goes the whole way, it would be 8 days, but I think it's going to go pretty quickly because once a round sells out of everything, all the divs tokens, it's going to go to the next round and start the next round.
It's done, and
So
that's important. It's not like the tokens will be there no matter what. That like the first round lasting 24 hours. If this thing
yeah,
sells out for the first round, that's it. You jump to the second round. Is it going to start immediately on the second
that's
round
right.
starts?
And
Okay,
it starts immediately after that round's over.
that's important. I mean, this could be. I
Hmm.
mean, theoretically, if this thing sells like crazy, these rounds can be over really fast.
Very quickly. Yeah,
Okay,
we'll see.
and you were mentioning 10 cent. Imagine getting in 10 cent this first day and then hearing about this in a couple of days. That was so important. I wanted to get this video, this live stream out before this went live, because if you see this a day or two from now or just miss the entire thing, you get in at 10 cent from the first round when it starts, this pre-sale. But imagine a couple of rounds later when it's 25 cent. You're basically getting 2.5 times the amount of div tokens right now with a 10 million max supply. So Mike was talking about, I guess, the benefits of getting 0.5% of the entire exchange volume. But you stake that. There's no length of stakes. People were asking me that a couple of days ago. They were saying, if you stake your token, is it an amount of time that you stake, or you just simply stake it and that's it?
Yep, you just stake it, and basically to be eligible for the rewards, you only need to have your coin staked at the time of the payout once a week. It'll be a Monday, basically going into Tuesday every week.
Okay.
Um,
So basically, the exchange takes exchange fees, and then one day every week that gets distributed to uh, div token holders who have staked their div tokens.
Yep, once a week we're going to be doing the distribution. And so you can stake or unstake your coins at any time. They're not locked in. There's no waiting period. There's no length of stakes. You just need to be staked when we do make that distribution at the same time every week. So you could choose to
Okay.
keep them there indefinitely and keep earning rewards, or you could stake them, sell them, provide liquidity. We give you the free roam to do what you will with your money, no locking in your money in any way.
Awesome. That's really important because other staking platforms, you get rewarded more if you stake longer, or you have to stake your coins a certain amount of time. This is not like that. You just stake
Mhm.
it, and you're considered staked. So as long as you leave them in,
Yep.
every week that you leave them in, you're going to get these the rewards, the 0.5% of the total exchange volume distributed every single week to us holders. And that gives an incentive to lock these tokens up, a massive amount of them. I'm going to bet probably 80, 90% of these tokens will get locked up in these stakes, which takes off a market.
Mhm. Yeah, so because 15% will be provided as liquidity on the open market, it's depending, how many people buy and or sell thereafter the pre-sale, it's probably going to be roughly about 85% of the total supply will be staking. So that right there just, discounts about 15% that won't be staked, meaning there's more for the people who are staking.
Okay. And talk a little bit about the liquidity. I know you guys are going to have some locked liquidity. How is that going to break down?
Totally. So 52% of the funds raised in the pre-sale are going to go right to liquidity. That's about $450,000 will be provided on JustSwap. And then we are going to take that liquidity pool token, basically the representation of the liquidity we just provided. And we're going to take that token and send it to the official Tron burn address, therefore locking the liquidity forever. No one could ever take off the liquidity. It's locked indefinitely.
Okay.
And
It gives you some peace of mind knowing that stuff, it can't be taken out of the liquidity pool. It's there forever.
totally, totally. No, it's great. It's going to put us at about the 12th spot on JustSwap as far as liquidity. So we'll be very close to the top. And then once other people see that and see us, like we could see a lot of adoption coming very quickly.
And this is the to staking. This is great, man. This is something I saw the first day I watched this website. It was really exciting. You can actually put in a reward calculator. So, for instance, if you bought a div token, they're 10 cent. You put it here. The number of tokens you buy. This is what you would have spent in USD, and then this is the actual staking pool, which can only go up to, I mean, hypothetically, what 10 million right here. But if I put 8 million that's being staked, this is my percentage of the staking pool. And this is awesome, man. When you adjust this weekly exchange volume, let's say the divs exchange did, good lord, what is that number right there? Is that
28 million a week, 27 million.
so? This is
Oh, no, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. Yeah,
the number right
42
here
million.
is okay. So
42
42
million.
million. So that means the total distributed div tokens would be 21, 21 million. It's a lot of zeros.
$210,000 would be distributed to all the divs token stakers. So
Okay,
you would, if you, in this case, you would own 0.01% of that. So that means your weekly rewards would be $26.25. So
and
that's
that's only with
basically,
a $100 investment.
yeah, that's a 26% return in just a week alone.
Crazy. And it
Yeah.
puts it in perspective. I mentioned to Mike on the phone, I don't know, a couple weeks ago that we how looking at this, and this hammers home how effective and how crazy this can get. Let's say you put $1,000 in, and the same amount of people stake, and this is the exchange volume. Which to me, this can go so much higher than 4 million. But
Oh,
just with
yeah.
that number right there, you're looking at $262 a week. 1 year is almost 14K, but take a little peeky peek at this. If you crank this up a little bit, is this? I'm going to go to 10 million. Is that right?
It'd be 100 million right there halfway.
Holy hell! All right, 100 million. Then you get silly numbers. Okay, so every week I'm 562. So
Yeah.
I encourage you guys to get in here before the pre-sale, or even if it's during the pre-sale or whatever, the next couple of days. Put in here the token price that it is currently and how many tokens you want to buy. How many are you going to stake? Look what it's going to cost you, and then tweak this number to estimate or guess the volume of the exchange is going to bring in, and then the numbers here. It's going to be awesome. This is, I mean, imagine a year from now when 30, 50, a couple of hundred different websites have that widget that we were talking about on the homepage. That's when things get really exciting. I know you probably got a bunch of with partners already. Once this goes live and it's active and it's actually working, and other sites that are just looking at this for the first time, once they see how successful this is, I'm just, how wouldn't you put this widget on your website?
Exactly. It only provides use case to you. It's an onboarding ramp. I mean, if you have a DeFi project and you associate with Ethereum with all your DeFi stuff, well, now you've just opened up a funnel with 200 different coins and tokens that can come right into your ecosystem using Ethereum and or your tokens. So, and that's basically what we're going to be doing. We're soon there's going to be Just Swap integrated on our website so that you'll be able to buy and sell Divs tokens against Tron and vice versa. And that's exactly what we encourage, say, other people to do with their DeFi projects. If you have a Ethereum token, you can put a Uniswap integration on your website, exchange Ethereum for your Ethereum token, right? And then implement our exchange as well. And now you've got 200 different coins and tokens directly into your token, all on your own website. You don't even have to leave your own website. Like that's very powerful. That's going to drive adoption for everyone. And Divs is going to be on the front page of so many different websites. It's basically like making our project put everywhere. The amount of publicity that we're going to get just from that alone, and it's such a use case for them. Like you said, there's no reason really not to use it. And if they buy and stake Divs tokens themselves, these DeFi projects, they can now earn the rewards for either their own team or their communities. We've got some projects already where they're implementing the exchange and staking Divs tokens. They're going to be, it's not live yet. They're going to be staking Divs tokens and then using those rewards every week as a loyalty bonus in their staking contracts. So it's just an added bonus for them, but it's such a great incentive for their own community. People love that, and then they have an onboard ramp for them, right on their own website. So it's great.
That's a good point, man. And we're not talking about 5 or 10 tokens here. 200 tokens. That's just right out of the gate. People can do this. So
Hmm.
if you've got a website, especially these, a bigger website that already has a community and an audience, once they put that there, I would much rather use a widget and an exchange like this than going somewhere else. And the people who already got the eyeballs on those sites, imagine the growth we were talking about at the start of this, how exponential this really can get when you have 10 or 15 websites doing this. And then all of a sudden, what if it becomes a couple of thousand? Then you have a massive amount of exchange volume. And then if you're holding div tokens that are staked, 0.5% of the entire exchange volume over thousands of websites creating this exchange volume, it gets really stupid when you compare that to 5 or 10 the first couple of days or something, and all of a sudden you turn around and don't check this for a month or so, and you're staking div tokens, and you look around and will they know how many websites actually had the div? Do you guys have a number or a counter like that?
We're gonna start to put it on the website. It's not there yet, but in Q1, we're updating the website all the time, especially going throughout this first quarter. We want to start to put, who we're partnering with and show some love to their communities as well. Um,
Right. It'd be really
and
interesting to know, like have some kind of ticker or something that tells you,
yeah,
a month from now there's, 28 websites that actually have your exchange built into their website.
totally. We'll have it up for sure.
So, is there anything I'm missing? I know that it's a really clean white paper and it's super easy to read. I read it again today. If you're on
Awesome.
divs.io and you go over here to white paper, great. I mean, it really is one of the best white papers that I've seen as far as the readability and how easy it is. So, I just encourage you guys the next few hours before this goes live, you're going to have div tokens for 10 cent, which is like 3.5 Tron right now, and just give the introduction, and it kind of goes over a couple of things that we're talking about, and you're looking at what, how many hours from now? This went live at like 7 p.m. East Coast time.
Also, like about 13 hours from now,
Right.
pre-sale's
So,
gonna go live.
I mean, talk about your first come first serve. This is this first round is going to be crazy. When I first looked at this, I thought, yeah, the first round is going to be. It said what, 24 hours. If they didn't sell out, it would go to the next round. Is that right?
Correct.
But it's not going to be 24 hours.
No,
So,
definitely the first round. The first round's obviously gonna go fast.
right.
So,
So people see
so
the
be there.
benefits of this.
Yeah, be in the Telegram. I definitely recommend everyone join our Telegram. You can actually find it at divs.chat. Put that in the URL, it'll take you right there. Our Telegram.
Divs.chat.
Divs.chat.
I'll actually put that in the description. also people can go on. This is something, hopefully people look back on this in a few weeks from now, and they won't regret this, because this is pretty special, man. I love the idea of the exchange volume giving us rewards and not in the div token. I believe in the div token. I think this is going to be great. But for people who may look at div token or this website and love the idea of the exchange given Tron, I think that's a really great idea that you did right there. Because again, if it's just a divs token and you don't know anything about this, you just heard about it, you like the idea of it, but you may not want divs tokens as reward, it's not going to be like this. You get Tron tokens.
Hmm.
So I just think it's awesome. It was really smart of you guys to do that.
Yep, we're an exchange first and a token second, totally. You know, realistically, the divs token is going to be obviously worth value, but if it goes to zero, it doesn't matter. What matters is the amount of exchange volume there is. That's the total, service we provide, and that's where all the revenue comes from. So that's our main goal, is just that exchange. And with getting that exchange everywhere, that becomes volume. With volume becomes rewards. With rewards comes people buying more divs tokens, compounding their position to make more rewards. And with doing that, that's obviously going to create positive price movement. Not to mention, each week we're taking a portion of our own rewards and we're buying divs tokens on the open market, and then providing more liquidity each week, and then burning the LP tokens so that we could never take off the liquidity ever. So each week, positive price movement, more liquidity, makes the price harder to go down. People can compound each week. The tokenomics are just unreal. It's scalable. I can go on and on. It's
Yeah,
going to be great, man.
it's great. You mentioned tokenomics. That's true. We didn't even talk about that as far as you guys buying back, and it's all in the white paper if you guys read that.
Yes.
So if you got a finite supply of tokens, 10 million, and you guys are buying back every single week, we're getting rewards. You get div tokens, they're staking, they're going up in value. You're getting Tron reward every single week when you're staking, and like you're saying, you can compound this. So when you get your Tron rewards, buy more div tokens, increase your stack of div tokens, which only gonna you have more percentage of that pool now with div tokens, so you're going to get a higher reward next week. See, it's a lot of things you can do. Cash out your Tron tokens for Ethereum or BTC, keep Tron, buy more div tokens, and it's exciting, man. I love it. I love the idea. I'm really proud for doing this. I think it's refreshing to this space. I can't wait to see how many websites introduce this widget to their site. So it's going to be cool, brother.
Awesome, man. It's going to be
Well,
good. Get ready, guys,
we've been
tomorrow.
been 23 minutes, man. It's been a blink. It feels like 10 minutes, but it's been 23. But yeah, like Money
It's
Mike
been good.
said, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. on the West Coast, wherever you are in the world, just change that time. Do you know the UTC time right off of hand?
Yes, it's 4 p.m. UTC time.
Awesome. Well, thanks a
Hmm.
bunch, brother. Really enjoyed having you here, and we'll catch up again. Obviously, me and Mike have been talking for a long, long time, and I'm
Yeah.
excited. So I'll have him back on once this gets going in a few weeks to kind of get a follow up with it. But I appreciate your time, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right, see you, brother.